Well, hey gang, Darryl Davis coming here to talk about how to design a career worth smiling about. Now, this video, I'd like to go over calling the for sale by owner. My power agents, you have the full dialogue. This video is just going to touch upon some of the things that you'll see on the powerprogram.com website. The first part of calling the for sale by owner expired goes like this. Hi, and by the way, my students who use this dialogue have an incredible success rate. The average power agent will speak to 4 FSBO, schedule 2 appointments. So let's go over some of those highlights, if you will. Hi, I'm calling about the house for sale. Is it still available? Yes. Hi, this is Darryl Davis from Power Realty. How are you? Now, the gang, the reason why you want to start off this way is because when you say, hi, I'm calling about the house for sale, and they say yes, you now know that you're talking to the decision maker. The next part is, yes, is the house still available? And they say, yes, it is. The reason why you want to ask that question before you identify yourself is because they have their own training course, these for sale by owners. It's created in the 19th century. A lot of people don't know this, by a Frenchman. His name was Jacques FSBO. And Jacques teaches for sale by owners, if you want to get rid of a realtor, when they call you, tell them the house is already sold. So and it's kind of funny because you'll hear them, they'll say, hi, I'm calling about the house for sale. Yes. Is it still available? Well, yes, it is. Well, hi, this is Darryl Davis from Power Realty. How are you? What do you want? It's almost like they get angry that you took away the technique. All right. So I'm calling this is Darryl Davis from Power Realty. How are you? We're fine, but we're trying it on our own. You say, okay, well, that's fine. And then you go on to the next part, which is, well, I'm looking at a copy. The ad was pretty impressed. You do it yourself. They say yes, what, no, whatever. Now, you're going to go into the next part, which you're asking questions. And even though you may get some resistance in that very first part that I just went over with you, don't pay too much mind to it, because for sale by owners, they've practiced the first 60 seconds on so many other agents before you. They may have, not always. Some of them are nice, but some of them may have gotten callous. So they'll start off strong. Don't get plugged. Don't get worried. Just move on, because once you start getting into the questions, you're going to hear them breaking down. And those questions you break up into 2 categories. The first set of questions is asking questions about the house as if you were a buyer. Well, I'm looking at a copy of the ad. It's really nice. You do it yourself. Well, I see it's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. I'm just curious, is there a master bedroom, or are the bedrooms upstairs, downstairs, whatever? So you're asking questions about the house. The next set of questions is you start asking them where they're moving to, why there, when did they need to get there by. Those questions are about their future, about their commitment, where they're going. When you feel like you have an opening, then you go to the last part, which is this. You'll say, well, let me ask you a question. Would you be offended if I just stopped by to see your house? Now, this language that I created over 20 years ago, my students have told me that simple question, would you be offended if I just stopped by to see your house? They have said that it's such a smooth way, because it's hard for people to say, yeah, I'd be offended. So when you feel like you've built that trust or rapport, you'll ask that question. Would you be offended if I just came over to see the house? Now, another way of asking for the appointment, and then this is wrapping it up. If they're really still resistant, you might then ask them, well, let me ask you this question, Mr. Hana. If I had a buyer who was willing to pay your price and pay my commission, in other words, you wouldn't have to pay a commission out of the monies you need to make this move a success, is that something you would consider? Now, what it might sound like is that we're kind of working for free, but that's not what I said, right? If I said if you can get what you need, not what you want, but what you need, and you'd have to pay a fee out of that number, would you consider working? Here's one last way of doing it. If I had a buyer who was willing to pay you your price and cover my fee, so you're going to get your price, would you sell it to that buyer? If they were a good buyer, they had good money. And that's 3 different ways to get an appointment. I hope that helped you. Have a wonderful day, and don't forget to keep smiling.